Chapter 1, the reset bug. You can see this is the domestic output of a Linux virtual machine of the AMD GPU driver, absolutely failing to load. If you have this mess in the MESG, that's probably the reset bug. Code 43 in the Windows virtual machine after restarting a VM. It worked before, you restart, now doesn't. Probably the reset bug. IBHD errors can be rarely seen with faulty PCIe hardware, and code 43 can be caused by other bugs, such as faulty drivers and rebar, which will be discussed later. Why does this happen? PCI devices are only meant to be powered on once. The process of passing them to a VM allows you to initialize the device without a power cycle, which results in improper configuration of the state machine. That's pretty much it. The state machine holds a bunch of registers with a bunch of values. That's what we call the PCI config space. And here are the registers over on the right, and a diff between ones of a GPU without the reset bug and with the reset bug. So is there a way to fix this? Kind of. The classic solutions. Radio reset bug fix. This works only for Windows VMs. It causes spontaneous bhyve word traps. Very limited spectrum of devices supported. Only AMD GPUs. Requires a clean VM shutdown for proper GPU deinitialization. So if you Control-C out of bhyve, you need to reboot your entire host. And we also have vendor reset. This is only for Linux VM hosts. As DIY as it gets, you need to compile the kernel module. A very limited spectrum of devices supported. Only AMD GPUs, and not even all of them. Only Polaris 10 to Navi 14 GPUs. That means RX 470 to RX 5000 series GPUs. Or rebooting the entire host when the reset bug occurs. Yeah, that is not much of a solution. And this is where we're going. The PCI conf command. Read and write. We're going to be taking safe states. I have made a script that allows you to take a safe state of a PCI device of the entire config space. Similar to how you take a safe state in a game on an emulator. Yeah. But we have some issues. We can save the current state machine config space in a file and load it later. But this is pretty new. No documentation except for a help message that I made. The process is not very understood yet because I just started experimenting with it. And it's very messy. It can break stuff. Some devices completely ignore the writes. I don't know why. For example, the 0x6C register of the GPU, this is, let me remember the name. This, an IO function, I believe, register of the GPU. All registers above 0x20 or 40 are vendor implemented functions that we don't know anything about. They're different on every single device. And everything above 0xFF are extended vendor registers, which are even more cursed. Do not write to them unless you know exactly what you're doing, because you might actually damage hardware. So, yep, we're reading, it's this value, we're writing a different value to it. We're getting a success code, but it's still the old value. Some devices like to completely zero out their config space or fill it with ones as soon as the reset bug happens. I don't know why. After that, they ignore the writes again. But does this actually help fight against the reset bug, my script? Yes. It helps. only on Linux guests. I did not manage to make it work on Windows. For Linux and FreeBSD guests, you take a save of the config space of your GPU or some other device that suffers from the reset bug before you even start the VM. And then after it shuts down, you load the config space on each shutdown or restart. Sometimes I need to do a devctl reset on the PCI device, and it's bridges, as you can see here on the screenshot. I did a screen photo. I need to do a devctl reset on the PCI device of the GPU and its bridge devices that it creates. There's still a lot of work to be done. I don't know when to do a devctl reset, but sometimes doing it breaks things, sometimes doing it helps things. Yeah. There's still a lot of things to be discovered. Anyways, chapter 2. EZK2, the firmware. We got a new logo and a new version. I made a patch. It works in bhyve perfectly fine. And we have this very awesome logo that Michael Dexter suggested to me. So, is it in the repositories yet? No. It's been like that since spring, and it's still not merged. The bug report is just sitting there. People comment, and then it gets forgotten again. Chapter 3, Intel Arc GPU pass-through. Don't worry about how janky this looks, because this has been taken by dumping the PCI bar with PCI-D and reading it with GIMP. This was just an experiment of mine by trying to take a screenshot with from the VRAM. And yes, I succeeded. I took a screenshot of the terminal with wrong colors, but still from directly the VRAM of the GPU. And yes, on the screen, on the actual output, it looks correct. So, bhyve forces all Intel GPUs to use GVT-D for pass-through. It's the old technology that Intel used for GPU graphics virtualization. Intel has abandoned it, starting from Tiger Lake CPUs and that time, around the 11th gen. So, Rocket Lake still has GVT-D, Tiger Lake, not supported anymore. And 12th gen, there's SRIUV, which is a whole other thing. I do not want to even remotely go near SRIUV. How do you pass through the new GPUs? And I did not finish my presentation. I'm going to have to talk about this right now. We do a patch for bhyve to just check if the GPU is on a list of all the old GPUs that support GVT-D. If it's not on a list, then we use the normal pass-through, and it works. Demos and discussion. Let's do a couple of demos, shall we? Okay, I can use OBS to share my screen. This is a machine of GPU pass-through right now. And it's gone because oh, never mind. I don't know what's happening right now. Why is it typing my phone? Here we go. I don't know why it's so slow right now. Let's probably reset this whole thing and try it again, because something happened. Message into Alex at my previous machine. And just kill bhyve. Okay. Okay. I have a terminal over here. Actually, I should just use this. Let's restart the whole VM. Okay. Yep. Yep. We're fine. I need to make this smaller. Here we go. Console TTYS0. Let's see. Will we get the reset bug? It'll be actually good if we get it, because then I could demonstrate the script. But it's pretty rare in Linux VMs for some reason. Oh, no, we don't. Look at OBS. Here we go. It's passing through fine. Oh, I forgot. Full screen. Here we go. This is an RX 7600 GPU. It's yeah, it's an entry level regular Radeon RX GPU. One of the previous generation ones. It works fine in pass through. Sometimes. Sometimes it reset bugs and I do a state restore. But I'm still experimenting on that. Let's show the Intel Arc stuff.
And while you do that, point of order, these reset bugs impact every hypervisor out there, such that every forum on VM is packed with
just the fork of PCIe
thing. It was never meant to do this, but people are pushing it to do this, and here we are. So
sudo reboot. Let it be reboot completely, then plug in the Intel Arc GPU instead. Okay. Will we get the spell? The PC is booting right now. It takes some time. Oh, here we go. We got display.
yeah, go ahead and full screen that.
Okay, yep. I will still have to SH in and do my stuff over SH. But yep, here is my PC. And let's now do pass-through of Intel Arc. One of the quirks of Intel Arc is that you don't need a VBIOS. You just add it to BBTDevs, and it sort of works. So let me do BBTDevs. I have a script that does this for me, that does all the stuff. Actually, where is it? PCIconf LV. Oh, PCIconf. Intel Corporation. Here we go. The bridges and the GPU with audio. It's 4500 and 4600. Cool. We do export PVT devs 200. That's my USB. 4500, 4600. Bind.sh. Okay, now let's do bhyve VMs. I'm gonna scale up the font. PT test.bhyve. Let's change this to remove the VBikes. Because don't need it, and change this to 4500, 4600. And yeah, let's leave it as 7071.
So you don't have to synchronize the hardware addresses with the virtual ones?
Yep.
Cool.
Now let's do VMs. This does a bhyve. Before do not let me sh here. 0cu-l. So I don't forget to switch serial. I forgot to take a state of the GPU. Let's do it right now while it boots, if I can. They're still on display output. Oh yeah, it blanks the whole screen while it passes through until oh, here we go. Too late. It already passed through in driver loaded. So here we go. That's Intel Arc in pass through. Let's do LSPCI and open a web browser or something to see if there is graph acceleration.
Go ahead and full screen that if you can.
Oh yeah, forgot.
No worries. Locals. Guessing acceleration of some cool kind.
I've got credit chip acceleration in Firefox. Let's just open YouTube and see if it shows that it's accelerated.
Kitty. And mind you, we're doing this over Zoom.
Why do you have to watch 2 unskippable advertisements just to watch a video? YouTube. Well, this is either the CPU doing good work, either the GPU, but I can see it's VP09. Yeah, I think it's doing the GPU decoding. Yeah. Let's look on top and see if CPU is suffering. No, it doesn't seem like it. It's actually the GPU doing everything. Firefox only uses 33% of the CPU. If it was actually decoding on the CPU, it would be using much more.
There's also Intel GPU top to see the processes that are.
Okay, so now about the patches to bhyve.
So an audience member said there's an Intel GPU top that might show you more information. I don't know if that's in your local packages for that OS.
It's what's the package name?
Intel column GPU column top.
Intel-GPU-top, I believe.
Intel-GPU-top. Let me see. Intel.
Or some variation on that.
Top? Oh. I haven't signed in Kagi here.
It looks like Jan came to the rescue. Thank you. Maybe Intel GPU Tools includes it.
Oh yeah, could be.
I don't know if you still have a chat. Thank you for that. I'll write that down.
And for AMD devices, it's called Radiant Top.
So Radeon top on AMD. Cool. We've got your SSH.
Oh, wait. Here we go. I got it. Over here, I got Intel GPU overlay. It says GPU frequency not on debug. I don't know. Yeah, let's move on to the patches instead.
Well, cool. That's
So,
tangible.
Luther Espen, bhyve, AMD64, it's only here. We have only added PCI GTD devices. Here's my only addition here. It's this. It's a list of all devices that support GTD. Oh, device IDs. And then we have the C file. I added this for checking. Yeah, it's just a for loop that checks if the device is in the list. Yeah.
Hans, have you had a chance to look at that? Not yet. This came up very recently, but hopefully that can make it itself into a patch and we'll get Corbin's review of that.
This might need to be 0x02.
Cool.
But okay.
Do you have other things to demo?
I don't know. Let's take a state of the GPU and do something funny with it, like right to wrong variables and see what happens to the VM. Just have fun with it. I have states. I have some states here. Here's a cold boot. Yep. Actually, yeah, this will be a good demo of my script. For states, it saves the state in a directory with a bunch of files for the PCI stuff, and they're just a CSV of address and value. Can put it into less. Here we go. Here's an address value CSV. So let me go to state.sh save. GPU broken. Just break it. 4500. Let's go GPU broken and just edit this. Oops. Let's just change some variables to something wrong here and see what happens with the VM if we blow. Yep. We're gonna break the GPU.
Well, be like your hardware.
Yep, it's not gonna explode even. Actually, I should not change anything above FF. That's thing you should not do. It has like the power for the GPU and fan speeds, all of that. Yep, this is probably off. 4, where's or here go. I change this something like this. Nope, let's state.sh load GPU broken 4500. Okay, now let's see what happens to the virtual machine. It's already frozen. It just instantly froze. Ooh, will we get the reset log? This will probably. Oh, yeah. This will just likely reset log the virtual machine because. Oh, yep. Do you see all the errors in the mask? tcys0. This might be a good demo of the reset bug because that's pretty much what reset bug does. Just wrong variables over here. They get left after the VM. Like the driver doesn't clear the variables back to their old state. Let's see. Nope, it doesn't. It didn't reset bug. Cool.
And to state the obvious, vendors are notoriously proprietary about all that information, such that much of his work and any other one working on GPU pass-through is just riding blind and hoping for the best. And thank you for your
above like 40 or just all variables above 40 hex or just unknown. You don't know BR.
And that's with the Intel Arc.
Yep, that's with Intel Arc. You might be able to find them in the official like GPU program documentation.
Exactly. I'd hope they'd be slightly more open.
But with AMD, no. With AMD, they don't have any documentation whatsoever for them. I found some reverse engineerings of them, but it's only for the above FF registers, and it was only a couple of them for power and fan speeds. So yeah, do we move on to the next person?
As the next presenter?
Yep.
So, there are about 30 people here. How can we help you?
What?
How can we help you?
Somebody there said NVIDIA GPU. Let me see. As a bhyve user in the room would like NVIDIA Quadro RTX work with GPU posture on Intel and may be willing to send on your way.
Are you still? Yes, you have that hardware, was it?
I have AMD. I have AMD hardware, but what did show? It was Voitex.
Run on up here. He'll hear you from here. So join me. Yep. Let's do this.
I don't know. I don't really like accepting like such valuable gifts like this.
So, what's your name?
My name is Shardna.
Hello.
I work for the Middlesex University. We are trying to have NVIDIA RTX 8000 GPU pass-through, and that, for some reason, is not working. It's on Intel platform. So it has the Intel CPUs and everything, and every time I try to pass the chip strip, the system literally stays in the blank screen. It does nothing, goes nowhere. If you're interested, I might be able to ship one of them to you, assuming that you're going to return it once the work is done, if that is okay.
I'm in Belarus. You can ship it here. The postal service here, yeah, they do ship from Pakistan and from
from UK.
Middlesex, UK.
From where?
United Kingdom?
United Kingdom. Oh yeah, they do ship from them.
Are those available for purchase locally?
I don't think so. Let me see.
Okay, and we can have this conversation separately, but and what's your use case at the university?
We use the GPU-based systems for various different research, computation work, genome detection, and things like that.
Are you using bhyve?
We have migrated to bhyve, like I have said, because VMware has done such a brilliant job. Well, I had been using bhyve for many years, and I was trying to find an excuse, if I may say so, off the record, by the way. So whenever the opportunity came and we did a cost calculation, it was a no-brainer. So.
Well, let's discuss some hardware offline.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
What's been your... I think we were asking Hans earlier, like, what was the easiest or hardest or most fun? What's been your greatest discovery on bhyve? Beyond cost.
Well, no, because I had been using bhyve for many years for various different smaller projects and things like that. And one of the recent finds was the NVMe, definitely. it improved the performance in such a brilliant scope, which was fun. And if I may share, one of my sadness is that when VMware announced that they're going to get merged with Broadcom, I was hoping, because I'm not a developer, I'm just basic sysadmin. So I was hoping that the bhyve community will actually come up with something that would give us the option to replace VMware in exactly the same way we need. Say, for example, things that we do look for. In case something goes wrong, we have to go through audit, memory audit, and things like that. bhyve, to my knowledge, I might be mistaken, please correct me, bhyve still doesn't allow me to save the entire virtual machine state along with its memory, like the way VMware used to do. That might be something to work on. Or I do not have I have racks of systems and they are all silos because I do not have a centralized management, which is a sadness. And I suspect, or I assumed, that somebody would come forward because these are good options to get into the market in whichever way you want to do it, even if it is like, yes, technical support for a silly money or whatever. But you had, or the bhyve community had a very good opportunity to take over the void that was created by VMware. Sadly, that didn't happen, which is a sadness for me.
Do stay for the 14:30 presentation on Silva. I don't know if you've been tracking its development.
No, I have not, but
Okay, come to the right place.
Well, I'll try to, but I have signed up for another tutorial.
Oh, no worries at all. Okay.
As long as it's recorded, I'm happy to watch it at some point.
Absolutely. Well, cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Other questions for Alexei? We're actually back on schedule in very progressive ways. Mecca, come on up. This is great. I want to go full Oprah here. And that was the RTX 8000.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Sit here if you're brave enough, right? I was wondering if you looked into or have some opinions about GPU sharing. Now, I read that KVM has GPU sharing between the host and the virtual machine, and Corwin once showed me when I was researching TPM, he showed me how the QEMU does the software TPM, and it took me 15 minutes to realize I'm actually looking at the C code. So I know it's not the most understandable code in the world, but have you considered GPU sharing and avoiding the resets altogether? I mean, reset bugs.
I have not looked at the GPU sharing at all, but I believe actually on Intel I know it's using SRIOV now, which I believe needs a full-on GPU driver on the host to be loaded, and then for it to load the compute kernel into the GPU. That is usually what the Vulkan does for like graphics. It was a compute kernel that somehow shares the GPU into the VM that you need to first make. And after that, I don't really know else much like what is happening. On AMD, I have no ideas, except that it somehow utilizes OpenGL to, like Vertaio and OpenGL or something, to share the GPU with like using a Vertaio driver. It doesn't actually use the native GPU driver on QEMU, but the Vertaio one.
Okay, thank you.
Well, Alexei, do you have anything else to share?
I don't know.
Well, I, for one, would like to thank Alexei for his very first presentation.
Thank you.
Oh, this has been stressful.
You have immense support from all of us.